guys, it's Calais. So we'll talk about projects 3 and 4. They're going to overlap a little bit. So we're well prepared for project 3. Project 1 and 2 form really probably the first half or first 2/3 of project 3. So you'll have your literature review, your knowledge gap, your methodology discussion, and then in project 3, what you're going to do is add the genre analysis. And your genre analysis will be based on your discussion of the genres you collected in your primary research, as well as the stuff you learned through your observation and your interviews. So you're going to take your notes from your observations and your notes from your interview and use that to support your analysis of the genres that you found. Look at the prompt. You please read the introduction on your own. Should help connect things for you in more detail. So, assignment prompt is to locate 3 short texts or sections of text that represent 3 different genres used in your discourse community. Start by asking your interviewee for examples of text read, written, or otherwise used by professionals in the field. For instance, if you're investigating a medical discourse community, you might examine the introduction of a research article, a patient medical history form, and an article from a newsletter for doctors, nurses, or other medical professionals. So you can find them in all sorts of other places. And it's important that you have 3 texts. And I've gone through this before, but I just want to touch on it again. Your goal here is to explain how the genres that you are analyzing function in this discourse community. So explain to us, how are they used? How do these genres connect people in your discourse community? To do this, you may consider Beaufort's 5 knowledge domains to help think about it: genre knowledge, rhetorical knowledge, subject matter knowledge, writing process knowledge, and discourse community knowledge, to think about how the genres relate to other parts of the discourse community. But you will also should take a look at Bowarsky's guidelines for analyzing genres, and really that is probably the most important piece, is the Bowarsky. And as I say in the next paragraph, to develop your analysis, use the guidelines for analyzing genres in Bowarsky's Replacing Invention and Composition, pages 159 through 160. See especially the questions and ideas in these guidelines and in Bowarsky's examples. Keep in mind that you may want to critique one or more of your genres and or to suggest possible changes in them. Base your critique or recommendations for a genre change in your analysis. So, use those. Focus primarily on Bowarsky. You may want to consider Beaufort. Some people find it helpful, but you have to use Bowarsky. And so explain to us, thinking about what we learned about qualitative analysis from Miriam, look for patterns in the 3 texts. What are things that features in the way the genre is organized, or how does it function? How is it situated in this discourse community? And that's what your analysis is going to be about. So about 12 to 15 pages, double-spaced for this project. That includes everything you've already done before, the lit review and the methodology, etc. So you should have these sections: introduction with the lit review, proposal and methodology. So here you talk about the research problem, knowledge gap, research questions, methodology, etc. Then have a discussion section where you do the genre analysis, talk about limits and benefits of the research, then finally have a conclusion. And that's probably where you're going to want to talk about how this project is significant or why it's significant. Make sure you discuss at least 3 sample texts from 3 distinct genres in the field. Provide copies of those genres at the end of your paper. Support your analysis with observations from the field and findings from your interviews and or surveys. So the rough draft for this is I'm moving it to Monday because I forgot Easter was this weekend coming up. So let's have the rough draft due on Monday, April 2nd. The final draft will be due 2 weeks after that. So this should be plenty of time. We've been working on this. We've had the last 3 weeks for primary research. You should be ready to analyze the stuff that you have. Now, there's going to be some overlap with Project 3 and 4. Project 4 is really kind of like a sub-project for Project 3. It's a presentation. Again, read the introduction on your own. And basically, you're going to give a 5-minute presentation, an Ignite presentation. And there's a resource here that explains what an Ignite presentation is. You're going to have to create 20 slides using like PowerPoint or something like that, based on your genre analysis and your research project. And your target audience for this project is going to be like other students who are interested in joining this discourse community. Now, here at the end of the prompt, use this resource to record your voice and slides at home. It'll allow you to record your screen, so you can have your PowerPoint slides playing on your screen, and then it'll record that as well as your voiceover. Do this in one take, just like you would in class. Once you prepare the slides and know what you want to say, 5 minutes, go through your slides and give us the presentation. You may have to do some prep there, some outlining, draw on parts of what you've written, okay? But here's the prompt. This presentation should highlight the main arguments being made in the research you have found for Project 3. It should also explore the ways you want to see this research deepened. This presentation is a way for you to engage with your peer group about potential ways this topic could be explored further. You'll also be required to write up 2 questions for each presenter, and we'll do that as a discussion in our groups. So don't worry about that part for now. Just focus on the Ignite. So again, watch this link here to know how to do the Ignite, and then use this resource to create it. And that's due April 8th, so the end of next week. All right, so let me know if you have questions. We'll be doing more conversations about this, and hopefully I'll meet with you in my office soon. But I'm available if you need help. Thanks.